Nearly 1 in 3 women in Canada have experienced sexual assault. That means that if it hasn't happened to you, the chances are that it's happened to someone in your life. Maybe it's a friend, a sister, or a classmate. But only a small minority of victims will report their assault to the police, around 6%. For the remaining majority, the perpetrators of their assault may never face legal consequences and might remain free to continue committing crime. So why do the majority of victims choose not to report? One of the most common reasons is they're afraid they won't be believed. And the research shows that fear is valid. The reality is, we all carry expectations about how a victim should act. If I asked you to picture someone disclosing a sexual assault, you might imagine tears, their hands shaking, visible distress. But trauma is not one size fits all. It can impact us all differently. Some victims might cry. Others might appear calm or even be laughing or smiling when describing painful moments. And when victims don't match our expectations, we are less likely to believe them. That credibility perception matters, especially in the context of an interview with police. Police perceptions shape investigative decisions, influencing whether a case moves forward or quietly stalls. So my research asks a practical question. If we can improve police officer understanding of trauma, will that help reduce perception or bias in perceptions of victim credibility? We simulated 3 versions of the same police interview, with an actress reporting the same sexual assault while either displaying positive, neutral, or negative emotions. Police participants were randomly assigned to watch one of the 3 videos. Beforehand, half of them received a brief educational explanation of how trauma can affect emotional expression. Then we asked them, how credible do you think the victim is? If we find that trauma education reduces reliance on emotional expression as an indicator of truth, our results could inform a simple and low-cost intervention for police. In an ideal world, police would all receive extensive training on how trauma impacts victims. Unfortunately, this training is often time-intensive, costly, and rare. Alternatively, if officers could be reminded, right before interviewing a victim, that trauma impacts people differently and emotions don't reflect truth, they might focus on what is said rather than how it's expressed, reducing bias in investigative decision-making. Because when victims are believed, cases can move forward. And when cases move forward, perpetrators can be held accountable and victims can receive justice. And justice shouldn't depend on the number of tears a victim sheds. Thank you.